All right, fair use, fair use. And shalom, shalom. It's your brother Wabram. You're back with another lesson, Lord willing to be edifying. I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Waha, Rakak, Wadash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 men of the Lord you see on the highways and byways, prophesying in the name and power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, also in the correct doctrine. I want to send a shalom to the one-third men, women, and children that will escape the judgment of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai by their faith. So we want to bring out another lesson through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. As many things are happening, man, every day. As today, woke up, it says Iran shoots down U.S. fighter jet, then puts a price on Americans' pilots. So this pilot was shot down, and right after, the media put a price on the capture of the pilot, and they wanted him alive. So you know what I'm saying, things are getting hot, man. And I seen this right here before I want to bring this lesson out. Start studying and bring this lesson out. And seeing U.S. forces rescue one crew member from downed American fighter jet over Iran. I think it was two of them. I want to say I think it was two of them. But as things get heated, they're not telling you how many people are dying over there, man. As you see, it says hundreds of U.S. personnel have been killed or injured in the region since the U.S. launched a war on Iran just over a month ago. CENTCOM has sent outdated statements on casualty members. So they're not telling you how many people over there's military, U.S. military has died, man, or injured. They're giving you false numbers. And as all that spiraled out of control, you see breaking, Trump fires top U.S. Army officials this is in the middle of a war, man, mid-Iran invasion disagreements. So you see Army Secretary, Army Chief of Staff, Army General. So these men are counsel to tell them where to put the troops, where to go, and do all these things. And they fired him in the middle of a war. So it goes to show you that the Lord is taking the wisdom away from Teman, man, away from Esaw. He has no clue that his end is here. Now, this is the news, man. I got to put up there fair use. Now, check this out.
Developing tonight, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth ousting the Army's top officer, ordering Chief of Staff General Randy George to immediately retire. It's the latest clash between Hegseth and the military's senior leadership, and it comes in the middle of a war. ABC's Martha Ranitz joins us now. Martha?
Lindsay, General Randy George is a decorated Army general, but he was formerly a senior aide to Joe Biden's Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, and his name was rumored to be on the chopping block for many months. Pete Hegseth made it official tonight, saying George will be retiring effective immediately. His Vice Chief of Staff, Christopher Leneve, will be taking over, a general close to Hegseth. Hegseth has purged the Pentagon of numerous senior officers since he became secretary. This one, of course, now happening in the middle of a war. Lindsay?
Martha Ranitz for us. Thank you.
So you don't make these decisions in the middle of a war, man. It's way worse than a coach being fired in the middle of a playoff run. It's way worse, man, because you have a lot of men's lives and women on the line, man. They have their life on the line because if you don't have wise counsel that has experience in the battle in a battle, you're gonna have a lot of people get put to death, man, because you don't know what you're doing, man. This is like I said, this ain't like a sports. Like I said, you firing somebody in the middle of a coach in the middle of a playoff run. No, man, you firing them in the middle of a war, man. And see, this is not gonna be a one trick pony, like where this war gonna stop and you ain't gonna have no war for a long time. No, man, this is only beginning. And all these other nations are seeing that Babylon is weak, man. And it's showing you that they are weak because they're firing all their counsel, man. Now, these generals they firing been in the military and been through all these different wars that they pretty much started. And they have experience on putting troops here, putting troops there, how to go in and attack different places and take different things. Now you don't have that wise counsel, man. And it's just Just a couple of people they fired. But when he got in office, they fired a lot more, man. So this shows you, man, they are through. They are on the damn on the ropes. Now check this out, man. This is a house divided.
Well, first of all, I know active duty Marines who now refer to Pete Hegseth's department as the Department of War Crimes. That's because under Pete Hegseth's leadership, they do things like this: destroy civilian infrastructure, which, just to be clear, is a war crime. It's meant to hurt civilians. This is the same stuff that we criticize Vladimir Putin for doing in Ukraine. For years, we've attacked Putin because he's the one who's taking out civilian infrastructure in Ukraine, targeting civilian areas, targeting cities, targeting electrical generating plants, exactly something that the President of the United States called for last night in his address. And this is all because Donald Trump has no plan to end this war that he started and is now losing. He is losing this war of choice that he began in Iran. I mean, remember, just a few months ago, the Strait of Hormuz was open. Oil was about half the cost it is today. And he now is beholden to Iran. He's even pleading with China to try to open the Strait of Hormuz. So he's kicked the hornet's nest. He's got his foot stuck in it, and he doesn't know how to get out. So what is he doing? He's resorting to war crimes. It's an embarrassment.
So this is a representative, man, is saying that they have already lost the war, man. And it goes to show you, man, Esaw is divided. Now, this is on the news, man. National ran news, man. So these other nations seeing that these Babylon the Great is divided, man, and they're getting rid of all their leaders that leads their military. So when they bring in the ground troops, these leaders that they're putting in place is not going to have the experience that these ones that they're getting rid of, man. Letting go of these generals and joint chiefs of staff, and because Peter Hegseth, he's a talking head, man. He's never been in the military. He's never went and fought any battles, any wars. He's just a figurehead, man. So you see it, man. This thing is spiraling out of control for Babylon the Great, man. It's no good end to them, and they're not going to get out of this, man.
All right, this one is a hot one. Pete Hegseth. Every time Congress leaves Washington, this administration makes its move every single time. Congress just broke for the Easter break, and guess what happened? And they won't be back until the 13th or the 12th of April. With nobody watching, Pete Hegseth fired the Army Chief of Staff, 2 more generals, and signed a memo putting personal firearms on every military base in America, all on the same day. He did that. He just fired General Randy George. He's out, he's gone. This man has now purged over 24 generals and admirals, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, the chief of naval operations, the Coast Guard commandant, NSA, Cyber Command Defense Intelligence, fired for telling the truth. The Southern Command gone for questioning legality. Both the Army and the Air Force top lawyers gone. And now the Army Chief of Staff fired. Not one public reason given, not one. He's replacing them with personal aides and, get this, loyalists. Laura Loomer is announcing on the Pentagon, she's announcing on the Pentagon moves before the chain of command even know about it. And this is happening during a war. Over 500 troops already wounded and at least 15 already dead, with the Pentagon sending outdated casualty numbers and what a defense official called a casualty cover-up. This is what authoritarian looks like, y'all. Not tanks in the streets, a former Fox News host gutting the most powerful military on earth while Congress is on fucking Easter break. Excuse my French. The GOP, get your asses back to Washington and rein this shit in right now. You swore an oath to the Constitution, not to Pete Hegseth. Midterms are coming, and every senator who stayed silent, your name is on the ballot. Truth has no party. Y'all be well.
The midterms is not going to stop what's going to happen to Babylon the Great, man. It's not going to stop it because the ball is already rolling, man, downhill for Babylon the Great, man. Now, this is Tucker Carlson, man. Like I said, fair use, fair use. What's already happening behind the scenes that Babylon is not telling you about? It's already rolling downhill, man.
This should worry every American. A number of U.S. Marines were captured on the Iranian island of Karg during a failed landing attempt, and the capture was carried out successfully. Unverified reports circulating on social media are alleging that multiple U.S. Marines were killed and others captured during a failed landing operation on Iran's Karga Island, one of the country's most strategic oil hubs. According to these claims, Iran's IRGC forces intercepted the operation, detaining surviving personnel and transferring the wounded to local hospitals. However, there has been no official confirmation from U.S. or international authorities, raising serious concerns about misinformation amid already rising tensions in the region. Analysts warn that if proven true, this could mark a dangerous escalation with major geopolitical and economic consequences, especially for global oil supply routes.
Now, the so-called, I ain't gonna say so-called, but the Americans are not behind this war. Only the MAGA group. I was watching the Apostles live in Dallas, but you gotta understand that none of the nations, its allies, Babylon's allies, NATO, EU, they want to join. None of them want to join in this war, man. So it has to show you that either Babylon the Great is lying, or the other nations are not supporting them, which we know that they're lying because any other time that they will be behind them, like it was in Iraq, for example. When they went into Iraq, they built it up on television. They had everybody in America thinking that Iraq and the Taliban that took down the buildings. They didn't do that this time. They didn't build up the war. They went in with their heads down, thinking that they was so powerful, and it wasn't gonna take no time to take out the Persians. Which Persia is an ancient nation, man. But it goes to show you that this man is on the ropes, man. He has no clue what he's doing. He's just throwing out shit and hoping it stick. This is Jeremiah 49 and verse 7. It says, concerning Edom, thus saith Yahweh Shem Shai of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? And that's plain, man. There's no wisdom no more in these Edomites, man. They had their run, they had their time to rule, and now we seeing that this man is coming to an end, man. He was able to rule. He had good counsel. He had good wisdom on his side, man. He had all the military might. Now we're seeing that the Lord is crumbling this man's military right before our eyes, man. Verse 8, it says, flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity a calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. And see, we seeing that this is the time the Lord is visiting, man, because everything is crumbling around Esau, man. Everything is crumbling around this man, man. And that's how we know we have a sure word of prophecy, man, because what is written, that I'm reading right now, is coming to pass, man. This is Obadiah 1 in verse 8. Shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, destroy the wise man out of Edom, see, and understanding out of the mount of Esau? There's no more wisdom in this man, man. You see DT going there, yeah, we're going to do this, we're demolishing them. Turn around, they come to shoot 15 more missiles in different places. So you're not demolishing them, man. They said it's not even, I seen on the news, one of the guys that, pretty much do the history of war, said there's never been an army that's been completely demolished or completely decimated the way Trump is making it seem. So it goes to show you these men that this in the White House, this in the power seat, doesn't have wise counsel, man. Those people around DT just telling him what to say. He don't have a clue what's going on the ground, man. This shows you there's no more wise men. That's over with, man. These generals that back in, like I said, Iraq, that's the most recent war that was really popular here in Babylon the Great. They was able to go on the news and was it the black guy? They had a little bit of credibility. Um, Damn, what's his name? He was with Bush. Colin Powell. See, Colin Powell could go and yeah, about Shemel Shah, but Colin Powell can go out and people thought he was telling the truth and he can sell it, in other words, man. But now that they have these figureheads, nobody's believing that, man, because when when they went into Iraq, you had everybody with them. France, Germany, all not Russia, but Great Britain, all those allies was quick to jump on board. That ain't happening this time, man. See, this shows you the Lord is working on the minds of the kings, man. 8 again, it says, shall I not in that day, saith Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, even destroy the wise men out of Edom, the understanding out of the mount of Esau, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed, to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. And see, that's what's going to happen to these military, man. The Lord is showing you that he's not taking wise counsel, man. He's moving with his own mindset to think that he can do whatever he wants to do and not think about the strategically how to go in and fight, because they got rid of everybody that's the true thinkers, man, that they really know how war happens, man, know how war plays out, man. Because the first thing they said when they attacked them, they didn't know that they was going to strike Saudi Arabia and the UAE and Bahrain, Kuwait. They didn't think that they would do that. Like I said, it shows you, man, the Lord is bringing this man down because he has no wise counsel. Nobody's directing him and telling him which way to go, man, which decisions to make. This is Proverbs 24 and verse 5. It says, a wise man is strong, yea, a man of knowledge increases strength. For by wise counsel thou shalt make thy war. See, by wise counsel shall thou make thy war. And we've seen that this man has no wise counsel. It says, and in a multitude of counselors, there is safety. See, when you have a lot of people that knows how things supposed to go, there's safety, man. You know this thing gonna happen. These troops gonna get out of here. This they're gonna happen. We're gonna destroy. They don't have that, man. Verse 7 it says, wisdom is too high for a fool. He openeth not his mouth in the gate. See, this man is not wise at all, man. The wisdom is too high for him, man. And they're speaking of DT, Peter Hegseth, all these ones that's pushing Babylon into war, man. They don't have any wise counsel, man. These are the fools that we seeing that the Lord put in place for the destruction of Babylon the Great. 7, it says, wisdom is too high for a fool. He openeth not his mouth in the gate. He that deviseth to do evil shall be called a mischievous person. See, he devising to do wickedness, man. The thought of the foolishness is sin, and the scorner is the abomination of men. So it all makes sense when you look into it, man. That damn, nobody's helping them. Nobody's making these decisions like I seen that showed you what the guy, the so-called black guy, was breaking down. Jake was breaking down. He's showing you, man. The Congress on the left, and this man cleaned out. He cleaned the house. New Living Translation. He says the schemes of a fool are sinful. Everyone detesteth the mocker. And he's making a mockery of Babylon the Great before the world, man. Good News Translation, it says, any scheme a fool thinks up is sinful. And that's a scheme he did, man. Clear the White House out. I mean, clear the White House. Clear the military out, man. For him to put in people that's going to tell him, yeah, you're doing a good job. Yeah, do this, do that. And that's decisions you making is good. It's ultimately leading Babylon into a place that they are not going to be able to get out of, man. It says, people hate a person who has nothing but scorning for others. And that's what they do. They go on there and they just mock the other, the Persians. And they chilling. They back making military decisions the way you should fight. While Babylon is running in with the head down, man. Getting uppercutted left and right, man. So we see it, man. Plain as day that this man is finished, man. And he's being dragged through the damn mud on the world stage, man. All these nations seeing it. Damn, Babylon was once this powerful nation and they was able to go in and use their military might and dominate these nations. Like it did Iraq and Venezuela and all these other nations, Vietnam and all these nations that they was able to run in and do. They're not able to do it anymore, man. They're witchcraft. is coming out, man. The Lord is taking that witchcraft away from their military might, because they will once be able to fly their B-2 bombers and all these things over the Middle East, and people will be afraid. Now those nations don't think that way anymore, man. They're ready to stand up and fight the bully. This is Proverbs 11 in verse 14. It says, where no counsel is, the people fall. See, where no counsel is, the people fall. But in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. See, they're not strategic at all, man. They make decisions without even having any counsel about it, man. Just do it. Yeah, do that. That'll work. Let's see if that'll work. They're just throwing shit out there, man. New Living Translation says, without wise leadership, see, without wise leadership, a nation falls. And we seeing this nation is falling, man. There is safety in having many advisors. See, you having many wise advisors. They don't have that anymore. He's getting rid of them, man, because they're not telling him what he wants to hear, man. And you hearing, you probably having Republicans and Democrats. They're telling you, man, the war is lost, man. Good News Translation, it says, a nation will fall if it has no guidance. And that's plain, man. There's no guidance from the White House, man. Many advisors mean security, see? And they don't have that. And this is easy to see, man. You don't take nobody to be in the military 30 years to see that the decisions they're making are not putting them in a good position to win. And you're seeing their own representatives telling you they've already lost, man. This is Proverbs 13 in verse 9. The light of the righteous rejoiceth, but the lamp of the wicked shall be put out. And we're telling you plainly, man, this man is going down, man. There's nothing he can do or say to keep his kingdom ruling any longer. It says, only by pride cometh content. See, only by pride cometh contention, Slaki. But with the well advised is wisdom. See, with the well advised is wisdom, man. Pride leads to conflict. See, he was so proudful, thinking he can go in there and run in and take this and take that, and it ain't going that way, man. Pride leads to conflict. Those who take advice are wise. And see, he don't want to take advice. These Edomites is in office. They don't want to take advice. They want somebody to say, yes, that's right. You doing good. Arrogancy causes nothing but trouble. And that who we got in that the White House? It shows you arrogancy every day. Arrogancy causes nothing but trouble. It is wiser to ask for advice. And that's what they're not doing, man. They're not asking for advice. They're not asking for advice, man. Let me hit this real. Proverbs 15:33. It says, the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah is the instruction of wisdom. And see, they don't have Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. God is not in their mind, man. And humility comes before honor. And man, you think DT ever humble himself? Hell no, he would never humble himself, man. These are not the children of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah. You blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans are, man. We constantly bring these lessons out to bring you back to your remembrance of who you are. This is Ecclesiastes 9 in verse 15. It says, now there is found in it a poor wise man, and he by his wisdom delivereth the city. Yet no man remembered no man remembered that same poor man. Then said I, wisdom is better than strength. See, wisdom is better than strength. Nevertheless, the poor man's wisdom is despised, and his wisdom, and his words are not heard. The word of the wise men are heard in quiet, more than the city of him that ruleth among fools. See, this right here is easy to understand, man. They was building up their military might and going there and do this and do that, and they was able to do it at one time. But that ain't happening no more, man. Wisdom is better than weapons of war. See, You got all this military might, but if you don't have no wisdom behind it, what's the point of it, man? Everybody has the same weaponry, man. Everybody has the weapons and technology of what they call a 21st century. All these nations have nukes and missiles and drones and planes, and they got all of it, man. What these nations didn't have was wisdom, man. And that's why Babylon was able to conquer and rule all these nations because they had wisdom, man, behind the weaponry they had, man. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroyed much good. See? One sinner, see? And that's your Pharaoh. That's your DT, DJT. Just by him making these decisions can destroy much good, man. NLT, it says, better to have wisdom than weapons of war. But one sinner can destroy much that is good. Wisdom is better than weapons of war, but one sinner destroys much good. All of them pretty much saying the same thing. Good News Translation. Wisdom does more good than weapons, but one sinner can undo a lot of good. And that's what's happening from the White House, man. He's destroying this place, man, right before our eyes, man. I did a lesson a couple of months back, man, about the Trojan horse. And DT is the Trojan horse, man, to destroy from within. This is Proverbs 14. Get in the King James. Proverbs 14, and I'll drop down to verse 11. It says, the house of the wicked shall be overthrown. See, the house of the wicked shall be overthrown, but the tabernacle of the upright shall flourish. And that shows you that the Lord is bringing down one nation and bringing us up, man. Putting us in their place, man. Bringing down Esau and putting Jacob in his place. It says, there is a way which seemeth right unto a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. See, he think it's right in his mind. We be doing this and we doing that. He think it's right in his mind, man. But it's the ways of death, man. It's gonna lead a lot of people to be destroyed, man. That's why they hide the death toll, man. Even in laughter, the heart is sorrowful, and the end of that mirth is heaviness. See, he laughing and joking on the television, but behind the scenes, they're frustrated, man. They're man, in a bad case, man. Motherfuckers drinking. I know Peter Hegseth, he loved to drink, man. So I know he been taking shots after shots, man, trying to clear his mind because everything he's doing is failing, man. Dropping down to verse 30, it says, a sound heart is the life of the flesh. See, that's a mind, man. Your mind, you got to have a sound mind to make the right decisions, man. But envy the rottenness of the bones. He that oppresseth the poor reproacheth his maker. See, this man is a reproach to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. The Lord is not in his mind, man. But he that honoreth him hath mercy on the poor. The wicked is driven away in his wickedness, but the righteous hath hope in his death. See, that's plain, man. The wicked is driven away in his wickedness, but the righteous have hope in his death. So we want Esau to fail, man. We want his kingdom to go down, man. That's how we're going to get our power and our kingdom and our Lord to return, man. This man has to go down. It says, wisdom rests in the heart of him that have understanding. See, and that's us, man. We have understanding. That's in our mind, man. We have the understanding of how this thing is going to go down, how this thing is playing out. But that which is in the midst of fools is made known. See, in the midst of food is made known. Is made known unto this man. This man is finished, man. He's going down. Righteousness exalteth a nation, but sin is a reproach of any people. See, the wages of sin is death, man. And righteousness exalt the nation. And that's why the men of the Lord are prophesying to our people, repent and return to the Lord, man. Righteousness exalteth the nation, man. And see, we see how Esau runs. Pure wickedness, man. So, but sin is the reproach of any people. And that's plain, man. There are clear examples of what not to do in the earth, man. The king's favor is toward a wise servant, But his wrath is against him that causeth shame, man. So we seeing this thing play out, man, in real time, man. The Lord willing, we're part of that elect, man, to see the destruction of Babylon the Great, man. So I'm in it there, Lord willing, was edifying. Shalom, shalom.